Hey guys, welcome back. Got another SYIL video for you here. Obviously, you know from the name of the video or the title of the video that this is about tool breakage detection. It's something that I have wanted to get implemented on the SYIL machines for quite some time, but really haven't had a need to it up until now. I've got a job coming in that's going to require using several small diameter extended length end mills, and it has a cycle time of over 3 hours. So once the program is proven out and up and running, I don't want to be standing in front of the machine for 3 hours. So that prompted me to get these macros written and get them implemented and get them working. And that's what I'll show you here. I'll include these. I'll include a link in the description where you can download these. We'll get the camera turned around. We'll set it up. I'll run through, show you how they work, how it checks. And then at the end of the video or towards the end of the video, I will do some voiceover work and go over the macro and explain what each line is doing and show where you can adjust some variables if, you know, to match, match your situation. Hopefully it's not too boring looking at the macros, but it might be interesting. With that, let me get the camera set up over here at the machine and we'll run through them on the machine so we can see how they work. All right, so you can see here, this is just a little test program that we're gonna run. The page down here. So I like to sub-program. I use sub-programs in all of my programs, right? So I think it's easier to find the tools or whatnot. So you can see that here that it's going to jump to the sub, which, the code is way down at the bottom, right? So it's going to jump to the sub, and then when it jumps back from the sub-program after it does this contour, it's going to pull out, run that macro, and check for a broken tool. It's also set up to skip any tool that has a number of 80 or above. Obviously, this is really only good for center cutting tools. And my Fusion library is set up so everything that's not a center cutting tool just happens to be a tool higher than 80. So I have it skipping anything above 80 or above. And you can make some changes in the macro, like I said. I'll show you those later. But so you can see here, tool number 35. It's going to run it, and you can see here it's going to run it. So I'll switch this over to handheld here, and we'll run this program. And you can see it run through without a broken tool, and then we'll simulate it. We'll simulate the broken tool. I'm going to be doing some handheld, so sorry if it's shaky. You can see I got the tool test program loaded. I'm just going to hit cycle start. It starts the cycle. You can see it's jumped down to the sub-program and is actually running through the code. You can see it there. Now when it comes back, you can't see it jump, but now it's running the macro. Checks the tool. No issues. Goes on to the next operation here. Just switch into this face mill, but it'll skip this operation because it's above tool 80. So you see it's skipped and it's went right on to tool 35, which again, it will check this tool for slippage or breakage. And again, no issues, so she ran through. So this time we're going to put this little cap. This is a shipping cap for the end mills to, protect the flutes, which will make it longer, and it also checks for, for slippage or pullout. So let's run it now, and then you can see how that works. So here we go. Oops, let me clear that. Yeah, let's check it. And now we get this error. Cutter slippage detected, program stop. So you get the alarm, program's done, hey, the cutter's pulled out. So let's take that off. We'll clear this alarm. Let's go into the tool table, and we'll change that because it compares it to whatever's stored in the tool table, right? So we're going to change this and say the tool was longer. So we're going to change it to 3.535. Now when we run and it checks, it's going to say, hey, it's broke because it's 10,000 shorter than what it's supposed to be. So let's go back here to the monitor screen. Run the program. And alarms out, broken tool. So that's the meat and potatoes of it. Let me get this, let me get my computer set up so I can do a voiceover, show you exactly how the macros work.
All right, guys, so here we are in Fusion. I got a little simple part up here. Let me just simulate this. Does a contour, a face, and then a finish contour, right? And we're going to want to check for tool breakage after each one of these are run. So let me go over here and hit the post processor button. We got our post properties dialog box that popped up. You can see up here I have tool breakage checked. So I have obviously modified this so that it automatically looks for certain tools. If they're on the approved list, which is this list up here, it'll do the tool breakage check. If they're not listed out here, then it automatically just skips them. So I don't really have to use that tool 80 and above. However, initially that's how I had it set up and I ran it. Since then I've modified this so that I don't have to do that, right? So then you would just obviously just post this out and go ahead and run your program. So even though mine's modified and it's done a little bit different, it injects it and puts it in the code exactly the same way. So let's see here. Let me get that set up and I'll bring you right back. All right, guys, so you can see we're back here to our code. Here's our first contour, our face, and our second contour. So it does the normal stuff. I've got this sub-programmed, right? So it's going to jump down to the sub-program here to do the contour. And then once that's done, when it jumps back, it executes the macro, the tool breakage macro. Down here on the face mill, now I have Fusion set up to automatically skip, so I don't really have to use the 80 or above. I've got it set up so it looks what the tool is and it ignores it if it's not in the list of approved tools to do the tool breakage check on. So, but anyways, this is going to work the same way. So you can modify Fusion, do it whatever you want, but essentially what you want to do is you want to insert this line after your operation, before the next tool change, somewhere in here, so that it checks the tool before it does the tool change. And you can see here I have it just as soon as it jumps back from the sub-program, it automatically does the tool check. And then obviously here, jump back from the sub. Didn't do the face mill because that's tool 80 or above. It's tool 82, so it skips it. So hopefully that's not too complicated. Maybe I didn't explain it quite as well. Got any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll help you out the best I can. Remember, there's a link in the description to download all these files. So help yourself, modify them any way that you need, or whatever, to suit your situation. So anyways, hopefully that helps. We'll see you guys in the next one.